You're watching the CNBC TV 18 special on the telecom wars that are currently underway. The hope is that perhaps consolidation will lead to some sort of price stability, but the jury is out on when that is expected to happen and whether any pricing power is expected to return to the sector. Jaideep, let me ask you, as far as the regulator is concerned, between the government, between the DOT and the TRAI now, there is a plan to review the telecom tariff order to try and see what the way forward should be as far as promotional offers are concerned, schemes are concerned, predatory pricing is concerned, and so on and so forth. How do you see this playing out?
See, I think typically in the Indian telecom market, the tariff has been left to what is called the forbearance, which is what is determined by the market forces. That's what it has been. I do think that the government is conscious that certain revenues has been lost in the last few months. Two reasons. One is of Reliance Jio offering services without charging anything, which means there is no revenue for Reliance Jio from telecom services, and since the telecom business model is linked to a share of revenue to the DOT, to government, that's a loss. Plus, in general, due to pricing erosion, there is a loss to the government in terms of the revenue share that they get from the industry, which is quite significant because the total outflow from the industry in terms of revenue share plus the spectrum payment is quite a significant payment for the entire Indian, it's in fact quite significant part of the union budget in past years we have seen. To that extent, they would like to review the pricing structure, pricing competitiveness, but finally I think it would be left to the market forces, and ultimately market decides what price a customer is willing to pay for a given service. I don't think it can be regulated beyond the point of time. That's what my view is.
Bhupendra, the other question I had on telecom is, what does all this mean for the tower companies? Because simplistically put, if there is M&A, there is consolidation, the operators will look to rationalize their tower sites as well. And all that doesn't bode too well for the likes of Bharti Infratel. What's your sense about how, the way forward for the tower companies now?
Yeah, so if you look at Infratel, the anchor tenants happen to be the top three guys, namely Airtel, Vodafone and Idea. Now, I'll just talk about the kind of fear that maybe people think of. The biggest hit that people are thinking will come from the Vodafone and Idea coming together, because that would imply a huge redundancy of network sites. We assume it can range from around 21,000 sites to around 45,000 sites. Now, one also needs to see that Vodafone and Idea are also have a stake in Indus, which happens to be the main tower company providing them the 10. So we need to see will they take their tenancies out from Indus itself or from the other operators. I also understand that they need to see the locations where the redundancies happen. But we do believe that yes, these factors need to be seen for the bigger player merger. However, having said that, we do understand that if the smaller players are merging, there might be some network redundancy, and that is clearly seen in the pressure that Bharti Infratel has seen in terms of the market pricing.
Okay. Mr. Ramchandran, there was a lot of enthusiasm once Jio announced that they will start charging from 1st of April. They came out with a monthly pack of 300 rupees, which gave the market the sense that the revenues could be quite significant in FY18, and maybe, just maybe, they will achieve EBITDA break-even as well in the first full year of commercial operations. What's your sense about the economic viability of Jio, given the direction it has taken in the last 6 months?
See, actually, I think Reliance has been playing a very interesting strategy, giving the freebies. I'm not getting into the controversy of promotional offers, whether they should have been allowed, not allowed. Let's leave that apart. But having got a person, consumers accustomed to such heavy use of data, and the figures quoted by Mr. Ambani in his speech yesterday it's there for all to see. One can see when existing players, incumbents, the best of them were getting less than 1 GB a month per user. We are here talking of the new entrant running several times that order. Say if he's running 6 GB a month per subscriber now, even if he starts charging for it, and he's saying he's going to charge 20% less than others, so there is a big threat there. Now, if he does that, even then, one can expect that the usage will not drop to zero, but will at least be 50%. And that's a worst case scenario, I see. So if he's charging, the usage continues at 50%, and he is getting 303 rupees for it, I think that's pretty good for him. It's putting pressure on everybody. So the aspect of financial viability cannot be so easily discounted. It's a very smart game that is going on. It will be interesting to see people like Airtel and Vodafone are all very market savvy. They know the market, the consumers very well. They have been 20 years in the game, so they are not going to sit quiet. So end of the day, the consumer is going to be the winner, both in terms of quality of service, like I said, and in terms of richness of tariff offers that they're going to get. Competition only. Existing operators have thrived among competition, and with Jio's entry, competition is getting intensified with consolidation. That's a very peculiar happening, and I think that's good for the overall industry, for the consumers.
Well, we will have to see how all of this pans out. But gentlemen, appreciate you joining us here to give us your thoughts and your insights on the telecom wars and what it means. Rima, thanks very much for joining us with your analysis as well. With that, it is time for us to wrap up this CNBC TV 18 special. This is a story that's far from over. We will continue to track it week after week. But for now, from all of us, goodbye. Thanks for watching.